Welcome back to Wise Kracks. I've been sitting in this chair for way too many hours in the last week. Bill Krackomberger did the 24 hours last week. Then I've done, I think, 2 shows since then. And here we are now. Well, where are you? You're not here. You're somewhere in a room somewhere. Where are you?
First off, let me ask you. So you guys did 24 hours straight.
Yeah.
Do you go in like the other room and take a little nap in between, or you just stay up the whole 24?
I stay up the whole 24, even if I'm not on camera, because like this year we tried something a little different. So we had all the different Junkies hosts do like a couple hours. So like Austin from Bizarre Junkies did some time. George did some time playing video game. George is all over this place. George was like, I don't even understand. I feel like George did 36 hours in 24 hours somehow. Yeah, so even when I'm not on camera, I'm still awake, just chilling here in the studio. It was fun.
Anyone else up 24 hours?
Oh, literally the whole staff. Travis, everybody. Trey,
wow.
The whole staff.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And how do you guys stay up 24 hours straight? We're not kids anymore, so are you drinking coffees, Red Bulls? What are you doing?
I took 2 5-hour energies, and that did it. It's really not that hard. I can stay up 24. It's really hard if you're literally sitting in this chair for 24 hours straight. It's really hard. But when you do get to take a little break and just walk around and just change your scenery, it energizes you. Get some fresh air, you're fine.
Okay. So I'll tell you where I'm at. I am at Hilton Head in Hilton Head, South Carolina. I think I've been here around 25 of the last 27 years. The PGA Tour stops here after the Masters. Oh, speaking of which, now will John Orlando wear a Masters hat or no?
Let me see.
Like you always wear, your color. Will you wear a green? Will you wear a green Masters hat?
Ooh.
No green? All right, we'll get black for you.
I don't think I would. I bet George Carmona would, though.
Let's say, John, say yes, you would.
No, I have plenty more. I have plenty more of these. But I have black ones. I have black ones in the car. You can only get them from the Masters concession stop.
Right.
Oh, by the way, the gift shop there too.
How was it?
But yeah, no. Listen, it's so nice. It's a nice getaway that I look forward to every year. But this is the tournament that I look forward to more. My buddy has a spot here right by the 18th green, so it's really cool. And we just have a good time, and dinner every night, lots of laughs, fun. It's overall it's a really good time. So just let you know what happened here for people that don't know. The LIV Golf Tour, it's the newer golf tour, which a lot of the pros went to, and even like the top name pros took away a lot from the PGA. So what the PGA has done is they have upped the ante. Like this tournament here at Hilton Head, the Heritage, used to be a $4 million tournament with like $1 million first prize. Well, now it's a $20 million tournament with a $4 million first prize 3 years later. So therefore, the week after the Masters, most of the golfers come right here to Hilton Head. That's how much money's involved here. So you'll have like Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler's here this week. They're just the top PGA professionals in the world really here. So this is really a big week. And I'll tell you, I think eventually these two tours are supposed to come together because they're really at each other's necks here, taking away the top golfers over at the LIV tournament. Phil Mickelson, not that he's a top golfer, but he's a top name. So he's a big draw. They've taken him away, and of course, like John Rahm, Koepka, I can go on and on and on. So eventually they'll come together. This is a pretty fun week here. We do have a lot of fun, and it's just something I wanted to do after. And then after this, I'll go to Florida because I'm only a little hop, skip, and a jump, an hour plane ride to Florida to visit some family down there. But now your weekend is over, your 24-hour weekend. Did you go to those? Because now I'm here in Vegas, had these great giant fights, so you're going to tell me, was that was a big weekend did they do the power slap also and
They
UFC
did,
or just
yeah, they did Power Slap Friday night, so I wasn't able to go to that because we started the 24-hour show 5 a.m. Friday to 5 a.m. Saturday, so I missed Power Slap. And then I went home. George, I don't know about you. Well, George, you had a unique thing this year because you flew out to go see your brother, right?
I haven't gotten a chance to tell.
I'm sorry.
Tell you. I missed the flight.
No way, you missed your flight?
Yeah, I had booked the plane tickets for April 12th, 12:20 a.m., not April 13th.
Oh,
12:20 a.m. So I went to the airport.
That happens. That happens. And the way that Orlando's pushing you and making you work like a slave in there, I understand. So it's really.
I mean, yes, Bill, I'm all out of sorts here.
So wait, did you not even get to go at all?
No, dude, it would have cost me like $1,200 to get to Arkansas by like 2 p.m.
I literally would have taken you to UFC had I known.
Oh, John, I was in no mental state to go out.
Okay.
No.
Okay, because I didn't even offer because you were out of town in my head.
And plus, watching on the couch was actually very nice.
So Bill, so I went home. So then George, question for you then. When I left here at 5 a.m. or a little after 5 a.m. on whatever, early Saturday morning, I could not sleep when I got home until almost 8 a.m.
You were buzzing.
Yeah.
Your body was literally
Bill,
buzzing.
it's such an adrenaline rush. Yeah. And you feel like you accomplished something. It's really a cool thing for us. You know, we had Chris Angel. He came in on Zoom. Wait till you see this episode with, you know, we release pretty much every hour as its own episode or every big segment. Wait till you see the Chris Angel one and what he says about my dad. I mean, he almost made me cry on camera. I mean, it was really amazing. It was a really good turnout and everything. So I got home. I fell asleep around 8 a.m. I woke up at 10 a.m., couldn't fall asleep again until maybe 11, and then I woke up at noon, and I was just up. So I had like 4 hours of sleep, and then I went to lunch, and I went to UFC 300, and that card from top to bottom is probably the best card I've ever seen in my life from top to bottom. It was unbelievable.
Wow. That says a lot, but I've heard people talking about it. Now, was there any big upsets or not really? It was exactly what's supposed to happen, just really good fights?
That's a good question. I would say pretty much exactly what was supposed to happen happened. But with that said, the fights were super exciting. I mean, the Justin Gaethje-Max Holloway fight was absolutely insane. And Max was winning pretty much the whole fight. But with a guy like Justin, he's got that one-punch knockout power. You've still felt like he was in it down to the wire. And with 10 seconds, I don't know if you know the history with Max Holloway, but he is notorious for putting himself at risk even when he's ahead on points. He doesn't care. He fights for the crowd, as does Justin Gaethje. And so with like 10 seconds left, Max was at center of the octagon, and so is Justin. And Max has this it's like his signature. He points down at the ground, meaning stand right here and let's bang it out for the last 10 seconds. And they did exactly that, throwing back and forth. And he actually knocked out Justin Gaethje with, I want to say, like 1 or 2 seconds left on the clock.
1 second.
1 second left on the clock. And the place went crazy. It's the loudest I've ever heard a UFC crowd other than a Conor McGregor fight ever. It was unbelievable. It was really something, and I just.
Hey, John, did I hear that McGregor was going to fight?
Yes.
Somebody was announced?
He's going to fight Michael Chandler on June 29th, I believe, for International Fight Week. Whatever the last Saturday day is in June, whatever that date is.
Is that going to be in Vegas?
Yes, in Vegas at T-Mobile.
Wow.
And I will start begging Dana for tickets as early as next week.
Will Chandler give him a good fight?
That's a good fight. I mean, that fight is a coin toss. Michael Chandler is a monster. Connor's had some time off. Chandler's had a year off now. Connor's.
If I could find. Just to see if the odds up yet.
I think the bets I would make would be Connor round 1 KO. Or Chandler round 3 KO. I think if Chandler gets out of round 1, it's any man's fight in round 2. And for round 3, I would give Chandler the absolute edge if it went to round 3.
Okay, let's see. Wow.
Will it be a 5-rounder?
No,
pick 'em.
Yeah, it is a pick 'em. Yeah. I believe Connor had said he wanted it to be a 3-rounder because he's been out so long. He didn't want to have to worry about managing the gas tank, and he thinks that you'll get the best fight possible out of both. And I agree with him. I think a 3-rounder is really exciting. I believe they're going to fight at 170, which would be welterweight. It's an exciting fight, man. It really sucks because it's literally these are my 2 favorite fighters currently. George St. Pierre is one of my favorite fighters of all time. He's basically retired right now, or is retired. But yeah, Connor and Chandler, man, I'm so mixed because I really love both those guys.
I was looking to see if the Tyson fight was up, and I just don't. I don't see it here. I just didn't know if
the Tyson fight is in June, also, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in June, but for some reason they don't have odds here. I was just wondering. I seen like it was like 4-1. Tyson was an underdog, but you can get plus 3-1 at one time.
But Bill, but that was before. I'm curious. Maybe it's off. Maybe you can't even bet on it now. Is that possible? Because it's an exhibition, so there's no judging.
Okay, so it's an exhibition now. So I did see odds at one time, but
right,
they had odds on Tyson when he fought Roy Jones,
and that was an exhibition.
But DraftKings took millions of dollars on it. Tyson clearly won, and they called it a draw.
They called it a draw.
So, yeah, so maybe they don't want that same kind of
right.
But I did see odds at one time. I guess I don't see it now. John, I have a question for you. Have you ever been over to? I asked because it's one of those little local places that it's a little dive. I call it a dive, but it's my kind of place. I love it. Have you been to Ellis Island ever?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yep.
Okay.
I know Christina. She's the owner's daughter.
Yeah, it's a local family. I think they've owned it like 60 years.
Yes.
Family or something.
Yeah. And you were saying they're getting rid of that outside area. That's really cool.
Yeah, they are. And you know what? The reason why I bring up Ellis Island, I hear they're bringing in their own sports book, throwing out William Hill, bringing in their own sports books, which will be another, another place in town to bet, which is very interesting. Who would book it? I guess they would do it in house and maybe get their own sportsbook brand passed by gaming. I'm sure it is, but that's something I heard. I like it there anyway. Good value.
Now, would you ever be like a consultant for them to help them with the lines, or no?
You cater to locals there, so you cater to a lower limit crowd. So you only have one shop, a very small shop, so it's hard to balance your books with other gamblers, with other sports bettors. But I've never been on that side of the counter. I've never been a bookmaker. I've never been an agent. I've never been a consultant for a sports book or lines. And I would think you really wouldn't need someone like me. You would need someone. Just listen. You could pay someone $12 an hour to follow a Don Best screen, which some of the casinos in town do, by the way. A little more than 12 actually, but every single casino used to have their own bookmaker in house or their own line maker, their supervisors, and now they really don't have that. It just corporations took over, knocked out the local guy out of the box, and there's no like small little sports books no more that operate independently. Might be one or two, but nothing like it used to be. Every casino used to have their own, and now you have a place that has like 10 locations or 20 locations or kiosks around the state or even country. Like BetMGM now took over for the MGM sports book, so it's one unified sports book with everyone. And like, there's also some other ones that are like, there's still like Treasure Island is a little independent book. They have one place right in the house there. They're the only ones that do it. It's just them. But it's a very rare thing. Probably harder to run one of those type of sports books because it's you only have, if someone comes in and bets $1,000, chances are that's going to be your side. If you're the sports book, is that $1,000 on a smaller market. So it's a little bit tougher is what I'm trying to say. And no, I've never been asked to do something like that. And I think it would be something that I probably wouldn't be asked. You wouldn't need someone like me. You can have just like I said, you can have a organ grinding monkey following a Don Best screen and just tell you where to move the line. They'll follow Circa, they'll follow Chris or Pinnacle, and whenever they move, you move. That's it.
Right.
So there's really no manipulation or anything because you're a smaller book. You take smaller limits. So if you can understand that, I have a question for you. This happened to me right before I left town. elevator etiquette is just nobody knows it. I mean, just no one understands. When an elevator opens up, people get out, and guess what happens next? People get in, or you're courteous and just put your hand out and hold the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you remember this guy over my shoulder here, right?
I can only see a hand and half a face.
Yeah.
Reveal yourself, mystery guest.
Yeah.
Tell Orlando hello.
Tell Orlando hello. That's Frankie from the
sure. Of course.
From the Raiders game, where remember what happened at the Raiders game? I don't know. I think he had 50,000 on the game.
He made a bet while he was there.
I need 30,000 more, Crack. Get me the best line on the Raiders. You took 3.5. There's only 3s now. You can't bet the game now. No, I'm betting the game. Take me 3 for 30,000 more. Like, I mean, it just, you got to get the best of line. But he is the luckiest man I know. So there's that subject. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, elevator etiquette. So, when I get out of an elevator, I let everyone out ahead of me.
Yeah, me too.
And then I get out and I put my hands back in to hold it for people so they can get in the elevator. So the next person gets in, so the door doesn't shut off. Now I understand people don't have to do that. I go overboard. I understand. I had parents that taught me that kind of etiquette, and sometimes I am a little overboard, but I always want to think of other people and try to be nice. So, but I had a situation here the other day where it almost became a fist fight.
Really?
So, yes, it's terrible, terrible. So, there's a lady with a walker, one of those little scooters, and she not a scooter, a walker. She had a walker. So I'm holding it for her as the door opens. This kid, 25-year-old kid, decides to squeeze in the elevator.
Yeah.
The lady didn't even get out with the walker. I said, yo, let this lady get out first. He's got his sunglasses on. He's a tough guy, and almost came to blows. I just can't believe that people don't know elevator etiquette, and I see it more and more. Matter of fact, I know it sounds weird, but see, guys like me and even yourself, we're in elevators every day.
Yep.
So you understand, we use elevators every day. I'm in casinos every day and running around places. So I have more experience with this because it's literally every single day.
You'll love this. You're gonna love this.
So anyway,
literally, it was either last year or the year before. I think it was last year. Vanessa and I are doing a staycation at, I think it was Palazzo. And we're on the elevator. We get down to the lobby, and these two European tall guys, look like they're from Norway or something. I don't know, that kind of look. They get on. There's 6 of us on the elevator. The doors open. We're at the lobby. They just get on. You know what I did?
Right in front of the elevator door and jam right in.
They come in before any of us get out. I about gave Vanessa a heart attack. You know what I did? I said, let's try this again. Get off. Get off. I made them get off. I said, here's how it works here. We come out, you come on. Get out. They look at me like I was nuts. I made them get out.
I just Googled there's no 2-story buildings in Norway. So I just that what you said. But anyway, no, I just it happens. It happens frequently.
Yeah.
I actually seen recently where I got in an elevator and there was tons of marijuana. This guy was just smoking marijuana in the elevator. I can't even take cigarettes, but so you're smoking marijuana in the elevator. Oh God. I just it's over. It's over. America as we know it is over. It's something that happened. It's funny because what you're saying happened to me at the Venetian. So the Venetian is the Palazzo, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Kind of property. Just something
I have a question. I want to go back to LIV Golf for a minute.
Yeah.
That's backed by the Saudis, right?
Yes.
So could they make the same type of impact if they got into basketball or tennis or football? Could they start actually offering, the Russell Wilsons of the world, whatever, these crazy, not that obviously the NFL guys already have crazy contracts, but could they actually outdo that?
Listen, John Rahm, Masters winner last year. John Rahm, it was worth about $75 million to $100 million. She had plenty of money. they offered him a lot of money, and he said, "Oh, I'm not taking the money." And he went on and did a couple interviews on the PGA. I've seen the interviews. I won't do it because I'm a product of the game, and I love the history of the game. And it's not about. I don't play for the money. I think 2 months later they offered him $300 million. He said, "Oh yeah, well I'll take that." Like literally, they've given him hundreds of millions of dollars, and it's Cyndi Lauper's song "Money Changes Everything."
Yeah.
By the way. It's understandable. Someone throwing you life-changing money that you can never make in your lifetime, in 10 lifetimes maybe on the PGA Tour with the current format at the time. And
of course, take it. Of course.
It's unfair to the fans, though. We don't see full competition now amongst the best golfers in the world. They have the best on PGA and the best on the LIV Tour. They're not together, and that upsets me. The fans are paying the price,
right?
For believe it or not, in my opinion. So I hope they do come together and come up with something, which they're supposed to now.
Oh, really?
They're supposed to come together and come up with a solution here for us. So, John, did I talk about the Silver Sevens taking the change last week or no?
The Silver Sevens,
taking buckets of change.
Yes.
When I did.
I don't remember if it was on camera or off camera.
Let me just say, I'll just tell everyone now in case I didn't, because it's a good thing. You have your buckets of change.
Yeah.
And you can take them over to the Silver Sevens in Vegas. I found out. Okay.
And they don't take a percentage. They don't take a cut.
Don't take a percentage, which everyone else takes a cut. Yeah, everyone looks to shake you down for a couple percent.
Which I never even knew you could even do that. I never knew you could bring buckets.
Sorry, I just something wrote down, and I was like, well, I wonder if I talked about that. I have terrible ADD, so
how long will you be out there?
I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks. I'll be in Florida next week.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll be back in May. Okay.
Will you be in Boca?
Look, I'm thinking about going over to that side. So should I go to that side to do the Wednesday podcast maybe?
Yeah, I know the guys would probably like to see you over there, and it would be cool if you were over there.
Now, John, you're a partial owner there, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
No, I wanted to make sure. I didn't know. I didn't
it's
know
my dysfunctional child.
Yeah, but that's also called the Junkies Studios.
Yeah,
right?
Podcast Junkie Studios. Yep, the first of many.
No, that's great. That's great. No, that's great. I didn't know if that was okay. I put up some cool videos about the restaurants that I go to on Twitter. I put a tweet out, and it was really well done. How they put little clips from each restaurant. I realized how good each of these restaurants are. So if people want to check out my Twitter page, it's @BillKrackman with a K. Always try to put up good advice. And the guy that does the podcast in your studio, is it Sean Kelly?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Sean Kelly, I did an interview with him a couple months ago, and it finally came out. So I put a clip of that today on there also, a clip up there. So it's pretty good. He did a good interview. Let you talk like you.
Yeah.
Great co-host. Let you talk. Let you answer your questions. Doesn't try to outshine anybody. That's just the way it was. So it was a great. In other words, if I come onto a show, you're interviewing me. Don't talk about yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I've been on shows before where I go on the show and they ask me a question and then they're answering my question that happened to them.
There's a couple shows like that here at the studio that come to mind, but I won't mention names.
Jack raised me. I'll tell you, how's the weather out there? Well, it's really nice out here. Oh, well, the weather's better where I am.
Right.
Whoa, you're asking me like a question. So it's kind of funny.
I never got to circle back to you since you did the 24-hour. And this is I probably should only ask you this off camera, but I'll ask you on camera. What did you think of Mark Aioli? The guy,
nice.
Yeah.
And man, I'm pretty blunt.
Right.
I would tell you if I didn't care for him too now. You don't have to do it off camera. No, he seemed like he was a very smart guy. I'll have a full decision back for you in a couple of months after I start getting his picks.
Okay. Are you gonna take a look at him at his
very
picks?
Smart. He's in with some good circles of people.
He is.
He's very, very smart. So I'm sure he's winning at. Well, I don't really know anyone that beats UFC, so let's see.
Yeah. He absolutely beats UFC. I promise you that. Promise you that.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest, because I always say I'm the best at picking fights. He knows every single fighter's strength and weakness in the UFC. It's the craziest thing. He's like, if Rain Man was studying the UFC, it would be Mark Ioli.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, John, I got someone a room in Vegas last week, and they went up to the room. This has happened before. This happened again to somebody. Jesus. This happens all the time, man. How can these people at the front desk not know this? They gave him keys to somebody else's room.
No way.
How do you, John, it's never happened to you? It's happened to me once.
Once it happened to me.
Yeah,
it's a shocking thing, too. When you open the door and there's people in there, you both lock eyes. Like, they're looking at you like, what are you doing here? And you're looking at them like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. There was someone in the room. And it was like, oh, my God. And the person got mad at us. I was making sure my buddy got in the room fine.
Right.
They got mad at us. Our fault. Like, there was front desk.
Right.
Oh, man. Well, I went down there and went crazy. I mean, because think about it. How about if they weren't in the room? How about if they weren't in the room? Someone walked in the room and goes through someone's stuff or their iWatch or whatever they have there. Any valuables are out or anything, you know? That's why when I leave a room, John, I always leave the TV on. Always leave the TV on, because you know if the TV's on, usually that means someone's in the room or something.
Yeah. That's good.
Not that that's going to deter them. They're still going to use it.
At least it's a step. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you get maid service when you are in hotels now?
No.
Me neither.
No. Never. I put do not disturb on the whole weekend or the whole week. I put do not disturb.
Now there's some casinos, if you're there more than 3 days and you have that do not disturb on for 3 days, they will send security for a welfare check.
Security comes up. You're right. That's exactly what it is too. It's 72 hours is like, must be like the internal rule, or maybe just a guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll send someone up after 3 days. And John, speaking of which, oh my God, spontaneously, I remember this. So I was in Myrtle Beach for 2 nights. So I go to a hotel there, and there's nothing worse than checking in a hotel, rolling back the sheets, and seeing a hair in the sheets. So here's what I want to tell you. That means they didn't put fresh sheets on the bed. They just used the sheet the day before. I flip out at stuff like that, man.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, I want fresh sheets on the bed, you know, but I actually will pull back the bed cushion. The reason why I'm even pulling it back, I want to make sure there's no bed bugs.
Right.
The best hotel, I said this on our show before, you can Google any hotel in town in Las Vegas, the finest hotels in the world, put the word bed bugs after it. You'll find instances of bed bugs. Not the hotel's fault. Usually, it's the people that come in and put their suitcase on the bed and whatever it may be. The bugs come with them from wherever they're from. So I just lost it, man. And how can you not put clean sheets on the bed? So I recommend everyone to pull those sheets back, pull the comforter back, and see just to make sure.
Right.
And, inform the front desk of what's going on. So it happened to me just 3 or 4 nights ago.
Tell me it wasn't at the place we both love here in Vegas. Not there.
No.
Okay.
It was here. It was not here. It was actually in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
There's a lot of families and travel. I understand. I get it. I get it. And it's like when you get something in your food or something by accident. I mean, kitchens are kitchens, and the finest kitchen in the world.
It's going to happen sometimes. Sure.
Things are. I get it. I don't like giving a pass for that, but I kind of give a pass. So hey, let me just tell you this too. So listen to this. A ticket from the first Masters in 1934 sold for $470,000. $470,000. Just the ticket from the first Masters, and it was actually signed. If you see the signatures there, it was signed. I think it was signed. It was signed by the winner, which was it's a big name. I just can't remember right now, but I just thought that was unbelievable. $471,000. That's amazing. And the reason why I even know about this is because a friend of mine actually is the one that bought it. So
come on.
The
one you're with right there that was just on camera?
No, he one of his guys though.
Really?
One of his guys. Yeah, one of his friends. You're right. This is a wealthy bunch of Southerners I hang around with here.
So when he buys that, is that just for nostalgic purposes because he's got the money, or does he actually think at some point I flip that and sell it for $1 million?
I think he's gonna. I think this particular thing is going to flip it. Yes, I think he
Really?
thought that was a good. He's seen something before, sell for a lot more. That was not as he felt not as valuable. So, but yeah, he's a golf historian also. It's funny. So these guys, let me be blunt. I don't want to say because there's a few guys in the other room. It's hard for a Yankee. Yes, I'll call myself a Yankee to be accepted down here by the
Yeah,
Southern
sure.
charm here. Let's call it that way. I'll be
You're a
nice
city
about it.
slicker. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been coming down here. I've been hanging out with these guys for 25 years. So more than that, like 97. So 27 years. And yet there's still one or two. I like to whisper, not here with me, of course. There's still one or two guys. And like Frank will say to me, Crack, you just don't like anyone from the North. Like, they forgot that the war's been over for many times, and they also forgot who won. But that's okay. But yeah, so it's amazing. Some of these guys are still hold things against you, but they're mostly, I'll tell you, the Southern charm of people down here and the friendliness and holding doors and yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, yes, sir. Just,
It's different.
I love the South.
Yeah.
Love the South.
Yeah.
Where I go, especially like Augusta, that area there, people so nice. Even down here at Hilton Head, Southern hospitality is a real thing. So, and in this day and age of social media, where we talked about etiquette before earlier in the show, and people don't know anything, it's a welcoming. It really is welcoming to me, and it makes me happy. But anyway, yeah, these guys and talk about gambling. Whew. You always want to think that I grew up in New York around my mother's family, and then I met a lot of people, Italians and Jewish, and money guys and Greeks. I used to gamble in diners when I was a kid. Some of the biggest card games and some of the biggest gamblers in the East Coast. Let me tell you something. Nobody bets on golf like guys from the South. I mean, there's been the Calcuttas and the different type of things they have going on for like the big tournaments and stuff. It's unbelievable, it really is. And there's an honor amongst the golf community and the golf gamblers too. And some of the biggest gamblers in the world, even play some of the rounds of golf. Some of the rounds of golf these guys play when they're out there playing personally, not just betting on the PGA Tour. The rounds of golf, when they bet like 5,000 a hole with carryovers, I was privy to some bets in the past, like 25 to 50,000 a hole. By the way, this was 20 years ago. Betting them, it's unbelievable when you could play. Some of the best players in the world cannot play under those conditions for that kind of money when they're losing money. Not like it's a tournament where you're getting money. And this is if you lose the money, you pay the money if you lose. Some of the best golfers in the world fold under those conditions. It's just like some of the best pool players in the world cannot play for money, cash, when they lose their own money. So I just find it kind of interesting. And some of the biggest gamblers in the world, some of the biggest gamble situations have been on the golf courses over the years. Now, you don't play. You never played. Never went to a. Did you never
played when
golf?
I was literally like 12, 13, 14. I played.
Okay.
I was pretty good back then, but
I loved it.
I haven't.
I played. People wouldn't know this about me. I played all throughout my teens into my 20s. I was religious. I used to live in Monmouth County, New Jersey, and I played all the county courses. At that time, you had to get up early in the morning to reserve a tee time too. You had to get up like 4 in the morning. Go down to like Howell Park or one of the county courses. Get online, put your name down for a tee time later in the day, 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. This is before cell phones and everything. So you had to, literally. I guess cell phones were out, but they didn't have the phone systems in at the time. And I used to love it so much. I used to play 3 times a week county courses, and I was playing for a while, all up and down, from like Asbury Park to Monmouth County to Middlesex County and all over the place. We played in the winter, in the cold weather. Oh my God, my cousin Anthony and I played all the time. But
it's crazy that I don't play because the people I could go play with is endless. Like, Ozzie Smith or Marcus Allen, or like I could be out there with some really fun people. Guys. What am I doing? Maybe I need to take up George, teach me how to play golf, would you?
Oh yeah, I'll film it, and that way we can do it more often. So that way it's like, oh, we're working, but we're really just playing.
All right, I'm taking up golf. That's a final answer. I'm doing it. I'm back.
Perfect.
I
love this idea.
Wow, George, did you ever really play or no?
Oh, yeah. I can go out there, and on my best day, I can put up a 90.
Okay, that's good. Let me tell you something. 90. What's wrong with that? It's bogey golf. Nothing
Oh,
wrong with that.
100%. Yeah, I know. I have like a mental thing with like just trying to get 6 pars around, and I'm pretty good at being able to do that.
It's a nice. We should actually go. That John, it's like roller skating. It comes right back.
Yeah.
So we should,
all right.
We should actually go.
I'm in.
Go one time and go out there and yeah. What else you got, John? I got something.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Tell me, please, and I know it's just the first full month of the baseball season, but I'm begging you. Tell me 2 things. Tell me you have something on the Royals to win the World Series at 100 and something to 1. Do you look at their record? No. They're like 11-6 or something. I bet you they're not. Look it up. I wonder if they're still 100 to 1. I'll bet you they're not. I bet you they're 85 to 1 now.
They were 150 to 1, weren't they last week?
Yeah, or 115 or something. Yeah. What are they now?
Let's see.
I'm begging you.
The Dodgers are still the favorite, plus 330. The Yankees are still plus 9 to 1. I'm surprised. Okay, Royals. Wow, John, they're still pretty far. They're still pretty big here.
What are they?
Let's see. Cincinnati 75 to 1. Kansas City 100 to 1.
Wow, it's still worth it. I'm telling you. Okay, tell me you've got something on that. If not, you need to.
I don't. I can't.
Whatever, man. Just put $500 on it. Come on.
Yeah, no.
Do it right now. Come on. $100.
Do you have a future on the Rangers this year again?
Of course. Of course.
Okay, no, you
15 to 1. Okay, wait. Now tell me you have this one.
Yep.
Mookie Betts to win the MVP. Buddy, listen to me. That's as good as free money as he doesn't get hurt. It doesn't get any easier, the free money. He went 5 for 5 last night. This guy's on fire. It's not going to change. With Ohtani hitting in that lineup behind him, forget it. Forget it. It's a lock.
But I would think you get penalized for betting such a public guy. And I don't like betting those future pools, too, that often.
But what's Mookie for MVP? Do you know? Can you look that up?
Let me see if it's available. Team futures. Let's see. It would be player futures.
I bet he's probably 3 to 1, 4 to 1. Who else is going to win it? It's Mookie. Really? All signs point to Mookie.
All right, awards. Okay, here we go. Yeah, national. Okay, yeah, the MVP. Mookie Betts is plus 250. The closest one to him is 9 to 1. Ronald Acuna Jr., Fernando Tatis, both 10 to 1, 9 to 1, 10 to 1. So yeah, Mookie Betts looks like he could be the best, but mathematically, it's not worth betting into something that's taken 2.5 to 1, where anything can happen. They can get an injury, could be out for a few weeks, a month. So I guess that's the reason why.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Fine.
Okay.
What else you got?
On my list of things that you wouldn't know about Bill Krackomberger.
Yeah. Oh, I like this.
Football and basketball ends. I'm a YouTube TV guy, so I subscribe. I pay $16 a month, I think, for no commercials, because I watch YouTube TV almost every night. My little clips. When I say YouTube TV, I mean YouTube, not YouTube TV.
Okay.
YouTube, little clips of things and other podcasts I like. I like some Vegas podcasts I watch. I watch Anthony Curtis's podcast. I'll watch some of the other podcasts that are out there. Vegas stuff, gambling stuff. I watch Chaz Palminteri sometimes, a couple of his, though he bothers me sometimes, but I do watch some of his stuff. He has some good guests and good subject matter. But one thing I like, powerful music videos. There's some music videos that are out there that I really, really enjoy.
New ones or old ones? New ones or old ones? Old ones. Okay.
Nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing probably in the last 25 years. But I shouldn't say that, because there is some stuff, but it's mostly old stuff. Let me tell you, something I'll watch from time to time is Stairway to Heaven performed by Heart. Now, that was the Kennedy Center honors when they were inducted into the Kennedy Center when Robert Plant was there. And the other guys, of course, were there in the band, the ones that are alive, and Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones. I think I almost got the wrong band there. So, but yeah, it was Led Zeppelin, and it was Heart singing their song with a choir in the background.
Oh wow!
It's so good. It's such a powerful statement. Where then you see Robert Plant tear up a little bit there, and it was that good. I watched that from once in a while. I'll give you some live ones too. A couple of live ones I love. I like Scenes from Italian Restaurant. Billy Joel live, it's fantastic. It's so cool them on stage. The one that I liked from about 25 years ago when the band was on stage with a table with some wine, and it was really, really cool. Bruce Springsteen, 10th Avenue Freeze Out. Also was live from New York around 20 years ago. So cool, so powerful. Clarence Clemens, unbelievable. But I'm going to give you one. The 2004 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, when George Harrison was also inducted there. And they played tribute to George Harrison by having an all-star band consisting of Tom Petty, the great Tom Petty who was passed, the great Jeff Lynne, ELO, lead singer.
Yeah.
What a voice he has. He's up there. George Harrison's son, Danny Harrison, also there. Steve Winwood, and then Prince comes in with his guitar solo at the end and blows everybody away. It was so good to watch that. It's been restored digitally. And I know we do a lot of sports podcasts and talk sports bets and stuff, but that's just something I was watching last night. And I was
Send
like,
that to me.
talk about this. Yeah.
Also, you sent me something the other day, but I've been a zombie since Saturday. You sent me Jerry Lewis Telethon, I'm assuming with my dad or something, but I didn't get to watch it yet.
Yeah, it's just good to have it. They're on YouTube. They get released every once in a while.
Yeah.
That was the New York version of the Telethon. Your dad, he hosted the hour. I think it's an hour video when your dad hosted the whole thing. So,
yeah.
He was hosting that whole hour. Thought that was pretty cool. I love that kind of stuff. Seeing the old guest on there, seeing Sammy Davis on with him. People don't know this too. On that Jerry Lewis Telethon, Frank Sinatra comes on with Dean Martin after Jerry and Dean didn't talk for 22 years.
Yeah.
And he just brings him on the stage. 22 years, the guys haven't talked. Dean and Jerry together, Martin and Lewis were great combo, great movies, and they stopped talking, and Frank just parades them on stage, and they started hugging and kissing and tearing up, and that's just another good scene. I love that old-fashioned stuff.
You know the story behind that, though. I think my dad was there that night, right?
Oh, I don't know what happened. What was the story? I just know I know Frank got them together. You know what I mean? I know that.
So I don't remember. I'm going to screw the story up. Should I tell it? Should I tell it risking screwing it up? I think it's okay.
Get it, and then tell.
I don't remember who came. So that moment happened. My dad's backstage, and I want to say Dean. I don't know if it was Jerry or Dean came off stage, and my dad said to one of them, "That was really a great moment. Well, that was so good." And I think it was Dean. And Dean, I know you don't like when we swear on here, but I'm just quoting, okay? So Dean comes off stage. My dad goes, "Dean, that was really amazing seeing you back with them. That was incredible." And Dean goes, "Fuck him."
Right. That's funny. You can see it happening. There was a great special, John, that was on. I told you. I watched it again. Your dad's on episodes 3 and 4. It's a CNN Vegas special that your dad was on. It was fantastic, and it's on demand.
I'll check it out.
Vegas from the start to the. It showed you also Caesar's Palace. When they first built Caesar's Palace, it was like the first mega resort,
right?
And it mimicked ancient Rome.
Yeah.
Jay Sarno was like an oath to hedonism. It was just crazy.
Yeah. And the fountains in the front. Remember
the fountains were the big thing, and you realize now, you see the fountains now, they're out there. No one even notices them. No one noticed. They're little fountains now.
Well, they took out the bigger one, though, right? There was a bigger one. Yeah, the one that Evil jumped, right? Or was it Robbie jumped?
No, Evil actually jumped those 3 that are out there now. And so he did jump that. He almost got killed. I think the bike landed around top, and we talked about that in the past, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, John, listen, I know we're a little bit shorter of a podcast this week. We'll jump on next week. I'll be on from Florida. Have a little bit better of a setup, and talk to you then. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. We really appreciate it.